The Fighting Illini have a long week of preparation ahead of them as they try to move past last weekend's 45-14 loss to the Arizona State Sun Devils. In a game that bad, the team is having trouble finding positives. ABC News Channel 15's David A. joins us live in the studio with more. David.
Oh, Lisa, it was just downright brutal. The offense was bad to the tune of only gaining 332 total yards. The defense, even worse, allowing 510 total yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 3 TDs on the ground. While head coach Tim Beckman says he's not pointing any fingers at any one group for the loss, the defensive unit came in early yesterday to watch the game tape by themselves before the coaches even got there. Defensive end Akeem Spence pegs one of the main problems that D had against that ASU attack.
Just their tempo and their going fast. I think that was the only thing that really caught us off guard.
That shows just how fast ASU moved. They held the ball for just over 25 game minutes and scored 45 points. The Illini controlled possession for more than 35 minutes and only managed 14 points. There are a number of reasons the Illini struggled against Arizona State, and head coach Tim Beckman says while you can try to find a who responsible, it was a complete team loss.
We did not play well, in my opinion, on any side of the football. So, I'm not here to point fingers and never will point fingers. We know where we need to improve. We need to stop the pass. We did not stop the pass in that football game, and we need to play more sound on defense.
And while he didn't come out explicitly and say it, playing without Nate Shieldhouse limited what the Illini offense could do and took away their consistency.
We're just not consistent enough on offense. We don't have that big hitter that we need to have every now and then. We've got the 6, the 4, the 6, and then -4.
Coming up tonight at 10, Beckman hints at when Shieldhouse may play again, another injury to safety Steve Hull, and talks about why this weekend's matchup against the FCS Charleston Southern is just as important as last weekend's game. But hey, there was one good thing that we can take away from this past weekend. Illinois running backs had a pretty solid showing. Josh Ferguson picked up 107 yards on 14 carries, and Donovan Young chipped in with 66 yards on 12 touches. But Beckman does say getting Ferguson as many touches as possible is going to be key to any game plan as the season progresses. From the gridiron to the pitch, the Fighting Illini women's soccer team will open up Big Ten play this Sunday. And guess who's back just in time? Head coach Janet Rayfield and junior midfielder Vanessa DiBernardo. The two were part of the Team USA U20 team that brought home the World Cup title from Tokyo. Rayfield served as an assistant to the championship squad and flew in from Japan at 9 this morning. And along with all the memories she's bringing back, there's also a ton of experience she can pass on to the team.
I'm pretty excited to get back to the Illini and to bring some of those things and some of those lessons. And obviously they're excited, I'm sure, to have Vanessa back playing with them to start the Big Ten season this upcoming weekend. So it couldn't be a better time, I don't think, to come back and join this program.
And in that U20 World Cup tournament, DiBernardo started all 6 games and was just one of 5 American players to score a goal. The Illini will try to snap a 2-match losing streak this Sunday as they play host to Iowa. And that'll do it for sports. A busy Monday for Illini coaches. Elitsa, back to you.
The last time the Illini came off a loss this bad, you'd have to go back to September 2009 when Ohio State dumped them 30-0. One thing is clear, this team has a long way to go. ABC News Channel 15's David A. joins us with more. David.
Yeah, a rib-crushing blow and a horrendous showing last Saturday. The Illini defense did more chasing than playmaking. ASU held the ball for just 25 minutes and put up 45 points. And the Illini had the ball a whopping 35 minutes and managed just 14. The Illini ground game, solid, but not something that will win you a game when the other team hangs 45 on you. We got to see the inexperience of backup quarterbacks Riley O'Toole and Miles Osei, but now it's time to look ahead. The game on deck is Charleston Southern out of the football championship subdivision. The Illini have already hit the practice field last night, and one of the players out there was starting quarterback Nathan Shieldhouse. Head coach Tim Beckman isn't ready to say Nate will start, but says if he's out there practicing, he should be out there Saturday. And going into a game that should be a heavy mismatch in favor of the Illini, that doesn't mean it's time to give Nate an extra week's rest.
No, we're going to play whoever's ready to play, and we need to get better as a team. We don't have any time to rest. We're not even close to where we need to be at right now. So we as a team, as a coaching staff, we need to play our players. That's why they come to play college football, is to play on Saturday afternoon.
Beckman says Shieldhouse could have played last weekend against ASU if it came down to an emergency situation, but says he didn't find a place where that would have been beneficial to the team moving forward. Other injury updates: safety Shupo Sani is doubtful, and fellow safety Steve Hull is still being evaluated after suffering a separate injury to the same shoulder that kept him out of the season opener. The high school basketball season is still a couple of months away, but Lanphier Jr. Larry Austin Jr. has been busy. The guard has had offer after offer, and they keep rolling in. Today, Florida State making a trip to Springfield to take a look at Austin, and while the Seminoles haven't yet made that offer, they are showing some pretty good interest in the Lion. A lot has been said about the lack of interest, though, from Illinois since Bruce Weber left, but it seems like Coach John Gross and his staff are finally zeroing in on the junior.
I heard it from them the other day. They called my dad also, but my dad, he was in class, so he couldn't answer the phone, so I really couldn't see what they had to say. But everything between me and Illinois is going great. I just try to stay focused, listen to my parents, At home we say stay humble, stay hungry, hungry to stay on the grind and get better and work every day.
And while he puts the final touches on his high school game before choosing his college, prep athletes at Chicago's public schools now have their seasons on hold. That's because the district is on strike, and today the Illinois High School Association denied a waiver to allow teams from those schools to play in any state-sanctioned competitions while the teachers are on strike. And a big matchup tonight on Chicago's south side. The Chicago White Sox holding on to the division lead as the Detroit Tigers try to claw their way up to the top. No Adam Dunn again for the Sox, but no problem. Alexi Rios does the job, 3 RBIs. Sox roll 6-1. St. Louis Cardinals trying to stay atop the NL wildcard lead tonight out in San Diego. They are trailing 4-2, and in Houston, it's a race to 100 losses, that is, in a matchup of the league's basement dwellers. The Cubs lead that one 4-1. And finally tonight in the U.S. Open, after 4 hours and 54 minutes, Andy Murray is your U.S. Open champion, becoming the first Brit to win a Grand Slam title since 1936. He topped Novak Djokovic. That wraps it up for me. Iglitsa, back to you.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Iglitsa Bezios.
And I'm Doug Quick. The Democratic National Convention will wrap up tonight. And the key question people are asking, are they better off now than they were 4 years ago?
ABC News Channel 15's David Aid asked some Vermilion County business owners that question. He joins us live from the Vermilion County Bureau with more. David.
Well, Vermilion County has seen its struggles economically, but with people trying to figure out if the economy is recovering or continuing to fail, in a predominantly middle-class county like this one, it's time to cut out that political rhetoric and find the answer. It's become the key question of the Romney-Ryan campaign.
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
Walk into Danville Floral Company, talk to the person working, and you'll quickly have your answer.
You can't maintain extra help, so you just learn to do it yourself and do it faster.
He's Terry Winkler, the floral designer, the building's maintenance crew, the inventory stocker, and also the owner. 5 full-time employee layoffs, and 4 years later, this is where he's at.
We actually do a lot less business than we have in the past.
The showroom and cooler is now more bare than full, and not because people are buying it up.
Okay, this is our main cooler. A lot of times we will shut this down and use a smaller cooler if the economy isn't producing enough work for us.
But that's just one side of the coin. Ask Schutz's Alignment if they are better off now.
Oh, I think, yes, we definitely are.
So much better. Just a few months ago, they opened a second location in Danville. And as far as the federal government standing in the way of the business continuing its success.
Nothing that we've really noticed or could not overcome. It's, if anybody wants to strive, we'll strive.
That's the story of 2 businesses on opposite ends of the spectrum. What about Vermilion County as a whole? When President Obama took office, unemployment in the county sat at 10.9%. In July this year, 11.1%. A very slight increase. But here's the kicker. Layoffs are almost non-existent. Wages are up significantly. And a much higher percentage of companies are reporting significant to rapid growth as opposed to 4 years ago. So with that, Vermilion Advantage surveys prove Vermilion County is stronger and is showing more economic growth than it was 4 years ago. Also, there are jobs here. The problem is finding people with the right qualifications to fill those jobs. From the Vermilion County Bureau, David Aid, ABC News Channel 15.
Thanks, David. And we'd like to note that the stats used in this story are from Vermilion Advantage, the local economic development group.